And then by that point, Lonic and Sapphire will be back at the office. I don't know if there's any role playing that you want to do before Sam makes his phone call.
I think that depends on how Sapphire's holding up after this trip.
So since he took a sip, by the time he gets back to Sam's office, he's basically gonna be like jittery and like walking towards. Have you? I don't know if you guys ever been electrocuted. I have. It's okay. So your nerves are on fire, and it's like you're constantly twitchy, and like he's sitting, but he's like sitting like this, and he's like, the trip was informative. I have information on Sam, but I need a minute. So he'll divulge what he learned, but it'll sound all jittery and crazy and all over the place.
Sapphire, roll a will save. Get a disadvantage on this will save, please.
Okay, so will save is...
Okay, so he divulged whatever he said about Sam, which I'm assuming is all the Detective Haskell conversation stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I pull out the jade chess piece. And I say to the Rupel, so do we want to put the googly eyes on this thing?
Yeah, Tori will pull out the googly eyes and put it on the chess piece.
You'll put on the chess piece, and the horse opens up his mouth, and he goes...
I'm not sure if this can be contagious, so Black Panther's actually gonna like take a few steps away.
I'm gonna socially distance
Social distance the horse.
Hey, horsey, spill the beans. What do you know?
I know a lot of things. I know that everything is sick and grim and disease. You don't want any of it.
Yeah, but there was a murder. A doctor was killed. The vet was killed. What did you see or hear anything?
The vet didn't see it coming. They were on their way home and got a blow to the head and dragged him over to the tub, and that's where I was left too.
You see who did it? Face, any physical specificities? Skin color?
Strong guy in a suit, light skinned, I guess. Lighter than, well, me. But...
I'm gonna name you Sick Horse. No questions, so that's all I wanted to say.
The whole detective thing, yeah, I get it. Sam's a detective. There was like these weird horse thingies, and then one of them was like coughing, and like Sam got arrested. But it's weird because Sam is like the good guy, so like him getting arrested was kind of like, whoa, bro, you're doing too much now. Sam is one of the good guys. You know what I'm saying? Although he kind of low-key played us right before we went to his world. But I kind of have a soft spot for the guy. And he's like black and white, which is like really crazy and trippy. And it's like everything in Sam's world was like totally black and white. But I could still see color. It was weird. It was heavy, you know? Like it was coughing. But, you know, I think me and Sam have like a connection because we're like bros, but not like bros. But still, we're like bros, though. You know, we're not like close, but we're close. Yeah. It was coughing, and I was just like, where is my hand sanitizer? I need a mask. Like, no, bitch, no. Like, you go back to the farthest corner of Tail and Tartarus that you crawled out of because, like, girl, no. I can't get sick. Like, we're on an adventure. We have people to save. Oh my god.
I'm going to say that Veed says, so if our theory is correct about this thematically, then does he know who the next victim is?
Do you know who's next to be killed?
It's debating who it was going to be, who my brother would end up with. Big Red, he says. It's either going to be the snake or the detective.
Which detective? Because there's a couple of them.
The one that's been closest to this case the whole time, Pascal.
Alright. Question. Do you know why they want these people dead?
Ugh. Something about covering things up. Something about it'll destroy their career if it gets out.
Some things never change. Alright.
Who's Big Red? The Veed says. What color was the fourth horse supposed to be?
Red.
Red.
Red is war.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Depends on who you ask, actually. Some people would say it's good for resources, others for money, others for just fun. So, alright. Well,
But
You have no idea.
whose career is it destroying? The big strong man?
That's what I presume. I'm gonna say at this point, Sam, you can make your phone call to whoever you would like to call.
I will call. Oh man. I'm gonna call Eddie.
All right. Eddie Sullivan here. What's the scoop?
Hey, Eddie, have I got a story for you? But
Bennett, you and I seem to be talking a lot lately.
yeah, listen, I got a hot scoop for you, but I need a favor real quick.
Uh-huh.
You can call my office. I've got my out-of-town friends in, and they're there at the office. I just want them to know that they need to just keep checking out the town and enjoying themselves. I'm not going to be able to take them on any tours because, well, asking the cops got me in the clink.
Wait, are you in the slammer?
Yeah, they put the iron on me.
Oh. Bennett, I'm sorry to hear that. And every fiber of my being is tempted to write a big story about it in tomorrow's newspaper, because this is very, very big news if you're in jail.
Yeah, well, see, I'm kind of hoping that maybe I'm out before tomorrow, and then once I'm out, you get the exclusive interview and have something even better to write.
Now, I like how you're thinking. Alright, Bennett, I got this. So I'll call your out-of-townies and let them know to just hang out.
Yep. Let them know. Just go see the sights and enjoy themselves. And as soon as I'm out, I'll meet up with them.
Alright, sounds good. You, want me to do anything else for you in the meantime? Send you a pie or something?
You know, I gotta say, maybe a slice of pie and some coffee would definitely be needed down here. Their food, I can only imagine how horrible it's gonna be. But I'm hoping to get out quick. But I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Why am I not surprised? Well, good luck, Bennett. And he'll hang up.
All right.
So right after you have this conversation with Sick Horse, the phone in the office is going to ring.
Lonic's gonna pick it up and say, first,
Hey, Eddie Sullivan here. You all of the out-of-towny friends that he has?
if by out of towny you mean the purveyor of Nintendo's coffee when you gotta go fast, so you don't get last. Coffee, 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 coffee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I got the wrong number.
No. This is Sam's office.
Oh, all right. Well, can you just let everybody know that Sam tells everybody to just chill out and enjoy the sights, and right now he's sort of can't be with you all for the time being, but once he's out, he'll connect with you all again.
Lonic just kind of pulls the phone away from his face, turns to black powder. Sam wants us to do nothing.
I will do nothing.
All right, we'll do nothing.
Sounds good. Well, have fun, everybody. And and by the way, I was wondering, is there any more of that coffee left?
Well,
The black powder like
technically speaking, I don't know. The source might have been contaminated by Sapphire.
Oh, really?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Maybe you'll be getting a new batch sometime soon? Tomorrow?
I can only hope.
I'll check back again then. Alright, well thanks. And before, as he's hanging up, you'll hear him mumbling, maybe I should get myself a ticket to Japan. As he hangs up the phone.
Congratulations, Lonic. You just lied twice.
Bead applauds.
So obviously we're not doing that.
I'm doing nothing.
Good luck.
You said Sam really wants us to do nothing. We've been solving, he's been asking us to solve this case in his world, and he wants us to do nothing.
Specifically, he said, hang tight, see the sights.
I was gonna say, Tori, I think at this point we've all realized Sam doesn't exactly talk straight.
But yes,
Okay,
it doesn't make sense. Sapphire told us, he said, put the googly eyes on the chess piece and have the Black Panther go to the meeting. So now he says not to do anything? That's fishy.
I mean, also he had to go through a third party to tell us that, so he couldn't exactly just say, yeah, keep working the case even though I'm in prison for working the case.
Yeah, he could have easily. Why didn't he call us, right?
That is weird. Is it something, maybe he's telling us something in code? Or...
I have a feeling it's more of Sam's way of just saying, keep doing what you're doing.
What black powder on this one? That sounds like Sam.
That sounds more like Sam for sure.
I wonder if he's got any more clues at the...
I mean, maybe. If anything, somebody should probably get down there and tell him what we learned. If his other PI buddies in danger too.
The sick horse said that Haskell was the next victim.
Aye.
Is Haskell at the station with Sam?
Last
Either-
time we saw him, they were in the same place.
Either him or the snake.
Which I'm gonna be hanging around with later anyways.
Yeah.
So Sam should still get warned because he's basically the person there to help Haskell if he need be.
But be careful. Listen, he went and called Eddie. That means he trusts Eddie. He doesn't trust where he's at. He doesn't trust the police. But he trusts Eddie to tell us to continue doing what we're doing.
Well, if you're worried about people that can't go in the front door for the police office, I probably could. I don't have fingerprints. At least I don't think I do.
Why don't you go over to the police station and tell Sam what we found out?
But only Sam. Do not talk to anyone else. If Sam doesn't trust the police, that means we can't trust him.
Police are the bad guys.
Right.
Gotcha. I like to imagine that Lonic's brain is just a hamster wheel spinning on its own while the hamster is sitting on the side.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Lonic, you're gonna go to the police station.
Immediately.
All right, you get there pretty quickly. Sam, you're in your cell, and Lonic, you'll easily be able to find the bars that lead into his cell if you want us to talk to him.
Detective Bennett. It's so hard to whisper in this voice.
What's going on? Aren't you guys going out and seeing the sights?
By seeing the sights, you mean the Viridian pony on Route 37? Then we learned that Lonic just kind of leans in closer. The next victim will be the snake or Haskell.
Is everybody going to see the sights, and is black powder going to a meeting?
The captain is going to a meeting. I don't know what the sights are.
That's okay. That's okay.
If only he spoke Japanese, maybe Lonic would get it.
Sometimes when you're in a new place, you have to look close at things. That's seeing the sights. So when you go to see the sights at the meeting, you're looking close at everything around.
He's so confused.
Do I got a feeling like I could talk Frank here at the window?
Yeah, I would say so.
I'm going to lean in real close and just say, all right, Lonic, if everybody is watching close and nobody's surprised, then the meeting with the snake should go without a hitch. I'm hoping to be at that meeting with Haskell at the same time. Everybody has to be aware to watch out for each other and anything going on at the time.
Ah.
So let everybody know to expect me and Haskell there, and to not be surprised at me or Haskell being there, but to watch for anyone else.
All right.
Oh, don't worry, Sam. I got it. I might be dumb, but I'm not that dumb. You found a secret warp pipe.
Even if you split the party, never go solo.
I understand, kiddo, and I'm a jet.
Perfect. So keep everybody in the loop, and that way everybody is prepped to react.
Unless you feel like you need any super fast coffee, I might be able to drizzle some through the bars.
I would say have some coffee prepped in the thermos, just in case anybody needs it.
I didn't know you had that power up. Amazing.
Sometimes.
All right. Take care, kiddo. And Lonic's gonna leave the police station and head back to the office.
All right.
While that's all happening, we'll say that is also the time when Black Powder is supposed to be meeting with the drop-off to get the booze. So we're just going to say you're going to meet at some sort of, like, near an abandoned warehouse or something. Like, somewhere that that the cops would not just happen to be like driving past. And there's going to be some men that arrive in a truck, and one of the guys, he's like relatively short. He says, "Where's Bennett?"
Run into some trouble.
Trouble, eh? Just like him. Figured he'd run into trouble at some point. You think he's gonna be able to weasel his way out of this one?
Oh, sure.
But the deal is still good, right?
Oh, deal's still good. That's why I'm here.
All right. He snaps his fingers, and then the back of the truck opens up, and there's a crate full of booze that two other relatively large gentlemen are going to carry over. Roll a perception scene. I'm just curious to see if you see anything in particular.
No. Well, you went screw it. I'm gonna use my luck.
Good. Use it.
Nope, they're all bad.
Good. So
All right.
I did say Frankie was gonna go with
That's
black
true.
powder. Could
Oh, okay.
could Frankie roll perception scene?
Sure.
All right, let's see.
Roll perception scene. Sure, go ahead.
Hey, much better.
Frankie. So the truck doesn't just have booze in it. There also seems to be a slab of red stone in the truck as well. A slab of red stone.
Because I know I elbow black powder. There's red stone in that truck. Red stone, the last color.
You got other meetings tonight.
Oh no, he says, that was a previous drop-off.
Oh?
Some extras from another client.
Seems like a bit of a strange thing to be ordering. Is it a special kind of stone or something?
Yeah, it's just some sort of like sandstone that they needed for whatever reason. We don't really ask questions. We just take the money and drop things off. Apparently, we had some miscommunication. Client needed a lot less than we had, so we cut them a deal and got them only what they needed.
I see. Yeah. That's certainly interesting. Not something you see every day in the trade, I guess.
Normally, people want booze, so
Exactly.
we definitely were curious, but again, we don't ask no questions. We just get paid.
Of course. And as curious as I am, I would assume even here it would be rude for me to ask who it was.
Unless you want to sweeten the pot a little bit.
And I don't see why not.
Sort of like, uses a signal as if, well, let me see some clams. If you let me see some moolah if you want me to loosen my lips, basically.
You said because we only have one type of money here and it transfers, right?
It converts.
All right.
Yeah, so all the money that I've been giving you all, I know I've been dropping money to you all left and right, so hopefully.
Oh, I have
cash
almost
money.
2,000. So.
That'll probably be.
I was going to
enough
ask,
loosen
how
some
much
lips.
did the booze cost if we found that information? How much did that cost Sam?
Yeah, Joe, how much do you think a crate of booze would be, like black market booze? I have no idea.
So,
honestly, how much that
in Gangbusters, a crate of 6 bottles is $5.
Okay.
$5 for the booze?
Yeah.
For the whole thing? I mean, the value back then was very different from it is now, so that makes a lot of sense.
I'll offer 50 for information then, which is 10 times the amount.
50? I'll tell you whatever you want, he says. I mean, this client's been asking for a lot of random things. Jade, obsidian, lots of really interesting stones.
Who is it?
That's the commissioner.
It's the commissioner?
In this world, you can trust no one.
I knew it was him. Like I said, never trust the big guy who is like in power, because that was like in my world. You just cannot trust that, because just because they say they're the good guys and they're the ones in, law and order, that could all be just a big lie, right? He could actually very well be the vicious killer, and he is.
Why am I only finding out about this now?
I see. And how long ago did he order this?
within the last week, I guess, or so.
Last week?
Within the last week, yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you. I think, especially I think Sam will appreciate having a really good contact in there. Might need your help in the future, after all.
Hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Business is business.
That's how the world works.
Absolutely. All right, boys, we're done here. He snaps his fingers, and they're gonna shut the truck, and then they will leave.
Black powder.
Definitely.
You did it. You discovered who it was.
I wouldn't say I discovered who it was, I just asked.
But yeah, with your money.
Money says a lot.
I'm learning that.
You're getting there, and I just kind of like slap his cheek in like that fond way people do.
Yeah. No. Frankie gives you a high five.
All right. Well, I think we should go and get ready for possibly a visit from the commissioner later tonight.
Out of character, where would Black Powder have told Joey that they were meeting? Like, are we talking an alley as well, abandoned warehouse as well?
It probably would be like an alley kind of situation, something outdoors.
Aw, here I was hoping it would be on a random boat.
Black Crow doesn't know if any marinas around here.
Okay, so who's gonna go with you?
I think everyone, but I would recommend only Frankie be visible. Everyone else hiding.
And before the meeting, Joe, you had a plan for Haskell and you to be there. So how do you want to set that up? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so after a bit, I want to ask the guards to get Haskell. Just let him know, something just came to mind. I've got something that I need to talk to Haskell.
After you do that, the cops will say, the detective agrees to speak with you, and he will take you again and escort you from the jail and take you back to the investigations room. And shortly after you get sent to the investigations room, Haskell will open the door and he will sit across from you, just like the commissioner was. Bennett, I've got a lot of things going on my plate right now, so this better not be a waste of my time.
Definitely not. But one of two things it needs to happen. I forgot a little bit of important information that I was going to give you earlier.
And that is?
Well, you see, I've set up a little meet and greet that I need to be at to pop the cork off this whole thing. And, well, it's concerning me, my out-of-town friends, maybe even you.
I'm listening, Bennett. He seems skeptical, but he says, I'm listening.
How about me and you take a ride to a place where there's some illegal activity going on? You make a good arrest and follow by the book a good bust.
Okay, Bennett. I'm going to give you one more chance to not necessarily clear your name, but I will humor you this one more time. But this is going to be the last one.
That's all I'm asking.
Very well. I'll have some of the cops come with me. I'll go ahead and let the commissioner know, he says, as he starts to get up.
I'm going to just pause him there and say, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I was thinking, for old time's sakes, we don't have the whole hurrah, and I tried to do it by the book, and me and you and just us try to do some bonding like we should have years ago.
Do you think that we can ever get back to that, Bennett? That was a long time ago, and you and I are very different people from where we were back then. You especially are a different person. Or maybe that's just the way you were the whole time, and I just didn't want to see it.
Well, I'll tell you what, after this, I'll let you decide for yourself.
All right, Bennett. Let's go for a ride. So, the two of you are going to hop into a car. He's probably going to still insist that you're handcuffed still.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah, because... Yeah, he still doesn't 100% trust you, but he's at least... It's a compromise. I'll do this one thing, but I don't 100% trust you to not be cuffed. So,
yeah.
So you're going to drive to that abandoned place?
So I have a retro question here. Am I able to talk him into bringing Rhyolite with us?
You can try with a persuasion roll. I think that's a pretty
big ask.
He's already like stretching, so I would say you'll get a -2 penalty with the persuasion.
Okay.
Yes, then you'll convince him to also take Rhyolite with you. Or yes, Rhyolite with you. Okay.
And I would assume that we worked out where the meeting was going to go.
I'll assume, yeah.
Okay.
You will arrive at the meeting place to meet with Joey, and I guess you'll see each other as in Haskell and Sam and Rhyolite, as well as Black Powder and whoever else is visible. And what happens when you first see each other?
Well, Lonic passed on the message not to be surprised, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Lonic would have basically repeated everything exactly as it was told to him, and then he would have looked confused.
I'm basically just going to ignore them. Not going to acknowledge them at all. Just waiting for Joey.
And Lonic would also have liked to have the chance to get some thermoses and containers of his coffee and distribute those amongst the players, amongst the characters who are there.
Okay. Sure, you can have some.
I'd
Sure.
give my thermos to Frankie.
I don't need
probably-
one.
Maybe like Frankie has more of like the kind of like, you know how they do the whiskey flasks. That's the thermos that Frankie has.
Oh, I love that.
So what are we doing here, Bennett? Haskell asks.
So these are some friends of mine who are also working on an investigation. If we lay low, some amazing things are going to unfold, and you're going to have plenty of evidence to catch a rat right in a trap.
When the time comes for Joey to appear, he's going to show up and he's going to have some of his boys with him. Stanley's also going to be there too, because this is part of like the whole proposition in the first place. So they're going to arrive, and Joey's going to say, "So, I hear that you wanted to cut a deal."
Hey. We bit of a business venture.
Alright. I heard that you got yourselves some very unique packages that we would be most interested in trading for.
Hi. Packages from overseas, and well, I brought you one, as a sign of good faith.
He'll like nod over at some of his boys, and they're gonna go over to carry. If the crate's out, they're gonna carry the crate over to him. He's gonna open it up, take the look at the booze. This is some decent stuff, I have to say. All right, and you say you got more of this?
I can ship more over whenever it's needed.
How much you asking for?
15%.
15%. He says we've got a lot of big selection over at the Speakeasy. What would you say to 8%?
That's the thing. You do got a lot of selection, which means you're going to be selling others than my own. Bit of a higher cut allows me to keep the actual industry functioning. Covers the cost of travel. It is overseas after all.
Roll your fast talk. Thinks for a moment. Alright. I'm a reasonable man. You got a good point there.
Your friend also said you might need a favor done outside of normal business to earn your trust. I understand. It's tricky times to trust people.
It's a personal matter, yes. So, got reason to believe, he says, that the cops are gunning for me, you see. And I kind of want to get them off of my back.
Alright. Anyone in particular been giving you trouble?
I know that the commissioner has had it in me for a while. One of his lackeys, a detective, has also been poking his nose on a lot of my business as well. So making him disappear might be very helpful.
The commissioner?
No, the detective.
Do you have an...
Commissioner disappearing, that one might be a little bit trickier. I don't expect you to be able to pull that off.
I might surprise you. So, do you have a name for the detective that's been giving you trouble?
Oh yeah, everybody knows his name. Haskell.
I've heard. Bit of a thorn in the side of many around here.
So what do you think? You think you're up for the job?
I think I could manage that.
I don't care what you do to him. Heck, I don't necessarily want the man dead. I just want him out of my way. If you want to bribe him, heck, ship him off overseas to whoever made this booze. I don't care. As long as nothing traces back to me. I'm just telling you that he's an annoyance. If you want to help out with said annoyance, as long as he doesn't bother me, dead or alive, I don't care.
Alright, I can see what I can do. Come up with a few ideas. Might take a wee bit of time. Don't want to get myself in any trouble after all.
While this is happening, Haskell's saying, "All right, Bennett, I've heard enough. I'm going over there and I'm going to arrest that man. I'm going to arrest Joey, right? After he's just confessed to everything."
I'm going to say, now you don't have much backup. He does. I've got some friends who can help, but I'm going to need some help. Me and Rhyolite, we can't be cuffed for it because we got to back you up. And then you take Joey in and his boys on 3 counts: possession, conspiracy,
Distribution.
and distribution.
He sighs. "All right, you're right, Bennett. I'll wait. I'll bide my time."
And then, yeah, I just want to wait until they take possession and get ready to go. And then I want to kind of call out for everybody to get him and get to Haskell.
To get Joey?
Get Joey and his boys.
Okay, and then...
And turn him over to Haskell.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so they're going to start to put the booze into their truck, into Joey's truck, and then...
Yeah, once it's in the truck proper, I'm going to hop out and kind of nudge Haskell and just call out, "Freeze, you're under arrest." And kind of whistle a little bit and say, "Frankie," oh yeah, I'm going to call out for Star as well. Don't let him leave.
Okay. So what do you all do?
Yeah, so Frankie has been watching Sam and Haskell. See, he knows, and he's trying not to say anything because he is very easy to read. So he's like he's looking at Black Powder, and as soon as Sam jumps out and like grab him, I go and lunge towards Joey and try to tackle him.
One of Joey's boys says, "It's a bust, boss! It's a bust!" And they actually will not put their hands up. They actually have guns. So I think the boys will probably have, some rifles, and Joey also has basically a Tommy gun himself. So you're gonna go straight for Joey. All right, roll a dex, and he's gonna roll a dex.
But does anybody have a Rolodex?
Okay, so he was a bit faster. So he actually takes his gun and he actually starts to fire at Frankie. So, Frankie, you have a chance to dodge if you want to dodge.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, so Deep's gonna fire at Frankie. You're gonna be able to dodge from the bullets as you try to close the distance on Joey. So you will be able to get up right next to him before he has a chance to react. And if you want to grab a hold of him, go ahead and roll your strength. 6 versus 16. Okay. You will be able to grab a hold of him, so at least you have him restrained, so he's not going to be able to react to, at least, or shoot you back. Star or Black Powder or anyone else, what are you all doing? He has 2 other boys with him, plus Stanley. So the 2 other boys are basically his bodyguards. Chandler and whatever the other guy's name is, and Stanley.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Stanley, and since I just got the ability, I may as well use it. I'm gonna pull out the rope I took from Frankie's roll, and I'm basically gonna try and choke him out with it.
Roll a dex, or you have to reach him first.
Okay, a dex.
Stanley's got a gun, and you don't, so you have to roll dex to reach him.
Ooh, I'm going bad today.
He's going to be able to fire at you with his pistol but you can dodge. Go ahead and roll your dodge.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
My dodge.
So he's going to shoot at Black Powder. You'll take 3 points of damage as a bullet hits you in, we'll say a thigh. We'll say it hits you in the thigh. You can close the distance after that.
I'll make points.
So you roll your attack roll.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So you can basically start to choke him out.
And it does one fatigue. It does 1 fatigue point worth of damage every second.
Okay. Is your goal to
knock him out, basically choke him out?
Knock him out, but not kill him. Okay, but choke him out. Okay.
No, I also have him in front of me, trying to, if they shoot me, they gotta shoot him, kind of situation.
Yep. Who else wants to do something?
I have an idea. So there are 3 perps. One of them is grappling with Frankie. One of them is being choked out by Black Powder. Does the third one have a gun drawn?
They both do. So the other 2 men, the big Ross and Chandler, yes, they do have guns. Yes.
Okay, so what Lonic is going to do is run within 15 feet of that particular perp and jump on his gun. Do a jump attack on his gun. No roll to hit. That's a guaranteed hit.
Yep. Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Are you just trying to disarm him? Is that the goal?
Disarm him, break the gun, something to that effect.
You're very fast. Roll an attack roll. You'll hit the gun, but just roll an attack roll.
All right, Sam, I believe that's yours. Thank you.
Yep.
Because my internet had to be pants.
Yeah, that'll be 8 out of 12.
Okay. So you will actually be able to not only hit the gun, but it drops to the ground. It fires a few stray shots, but after that, it looks like the gun has been damaged to some degree, and it stops firing.
If Lonic has any more movement, he's going to try and get as far away as possible, but that's up to you.
You can do that very easily. You're way too fast for these people. And then we'll say that was Ross. Is anyone doing anything with Chandler, who also still is armed and dangerous?
Well, while all that was happening, they all got back together so they can actually do something. Star is gonna run up to Chandler and do Starburst.
You'll have to again roll a dex to see if you get to him before he has a chance to shoot you.
Gotcha. Oh lord.
Okay. You will manage to close the distance before he has a chance to shoot. So go ahead and use your Starburst. Whoa, oh my gosh. So you just go up and boosh, poor Chandler, and he just falls to the ground and is knocked out from that blast. Yeah. At this point, Stanley is starting to lose consciousness. Ross doesn't have his weapon, but he's still not restrained, so I don't know if Tori wants to do something to incapacitate him.
Are there any objects I notice in the alleyway?
Sure. I mean, it's an alleyway that just has random junk and whatever random junk there are.
Yeah, if there's
There's a gun on the ground.
There's also a gun on the ground.
It's faulty though, right? Like it doesn't shoot.
Yeah, but it's still blunt.
Okay, yeah, so maybe I can take the gun and, use whatever, possessed objects to maybe chuck it at his head to try to knock him out.
Sure. Roll an ranged attack. Roll a ranged attack roll.
Yeah, I don't know. It fails.
Okay. You try to swing him and it misses. So that guy is going to start to run towards Black Powder. And he's just going, since Black Powder is holding on to Joey, I don't know if you can necessarily dodge this, but he's just going to try to basically give you a punch to the face. So he will hit. This is just a punch. So it does, but I mean, he's a big guy, so he might do, I rolled really well. You took another 5 damage just from the punch, because it's a massive guy. So, Sam, you haven't done anything. If you want to do anything to stop Chandler, or Ross rather, it's Ross. Go ahead and, if you want to do anything to stop Ross, then go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely want to run up and give him a hit. Yeah, so this is my trained strike attack.
Nice.
So that's 12, but I get a +2 bonus, so it's 10 out of 14.
Nice. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Not much.
Not much. So he's a little worse for wear, but Hassel is going to take his gun and he's going to fire. He'll succeed. And he'll be able to at least, take down Ross. And Joey, who is still struggling, he's gonna say, I thought we had a deal.
My brother's just laughing, actually. He loves this stuff.
Deals with Black Powder are meant to be broken.
Just like your bones. Haskell is now going to start to arrest Joey and the rest of the folks. Joey, he's just got a very sour look on his face, and Haskell's save it for the judge, and start to take them into his car, basically.
Oh my god, it was amazing, right? Black Powder was leading the meeting, and then, I was back there yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass if you get too crazy, right? I'm the bodyguard gangster and everything, but I was keeping an eye on Sam, and Sam, I was oh, I see him, and then Sam comes out and it's get him, get Joey, and of course yes daddy, I'm gonna go get him, and then I grab him, and then everybody starts shooting, Black Powder using the ropes, it was crazy, everybody, then the Starburst does their thing, and Tori and everyone is just amazing. It's ooh, those are the moments I live for.
And as you are putting him into the car, some more of you'll hear more of the sirens of cop cars arriving, and I'm gonna say like 3 other cop cars come, and emerging from one of them is the commissioner. Well done, Haskell. Well done, the commissioner says. And Bennett is here with you, he says. Well, I have to admit, Commissioner, the reason why we were able to capture this crook is because Bennett had a lead, and I made a call to humor him at least this once. Turns out his information was good. See, he says. Well, excellent job, Bennett. However, this doesn't change anything with the infractions that you've made in the past. But we'll talk about that later.
No,
Frankie walks over to Sam, though,
Okay.
and he whispers, "It's the commissioner."
I'm going to give you a thumbs up and just nod and just keep watching my back.
Lonic will zing over to Star and just point at Black Powder and say, "He took damage! You're the white mage, right?"
Star will go over there and heal Black Powder.
Lonic knows how games work.
It's how games work. I love it.
I don't know if Lonic sees everybody's health bars or not. Like if that's just innate in his
That would be
brain.
cool.
That'd be genius.
But if he
That's up
Black
to
Powder
Hark.
isn't even past half, he's fine.
Still, if you're going into the boss fight, you want a full heal. And we might be going into the final boss fight.
What's happening to us was the health bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you'll probably see like a health bar appear above Black Powder as he heals him.
Yeah.
Bennett, you're going to be taken back to the precinct. They'll put you back in jail because you're still, have to deal with that. And Joey's going to be sent away to the Slammer as well. Haskell is going to say, "Well, you weren't wrong, Bennett. I'll give you that. But take my advice. I wouldn't worry about any of this anymore. I would worry more about yourself."
Well, that's the thing. I can't help but worry about others. Now, you saw that I had some good information, paid off, played by the book, followed the rules. I've got a little more information, and I'm hoping that it will help others just as much, if not more.
Why didn't you tell me this information before?
Trust has to be earned. I understand that. I know that. I want you to be able to trust me like I trust you.
Oh, really? You trust me? Is that why you were hiding evidence from me? Even way back at Skinner's.
You see, there's more than just you that I have to think about in the department. If it was just you, maybe we could have a better understanding of bits of evidence and all of that. But you see, it's not just me and you. So I gotta be careful for me.
What's the information, Bennett?
Well, there definitely is going to be at least another murder.
What? I thought Joey was the murderer.
Oh no, Joey could have been a Vic. All we did was narrow down the perp's options.
So who's the murderer then?
Well, I can tell you that, but we've got to set up a little bit of a ruse. And then you can have corroboration to it. You trusted me the last time, it paid off. I think maybe you and I should go somewhere, and you let, maybe the commissioner know where we're going, and let's just see what happens and who shows up.
Where are we going?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about that. Initially, I thought maybe we should go search my office for missing evidence.
Okay, so you want me to tell the commissioner that we're going to your office to look for evidence?
Yeah, you see, at each of the crime scenes, there was a chess piece. I've got them in my desk. All you need to do is let the commissioner know that you rolled me real hard. I told you about these chess pieces. You're going to take me to the office today.
All right. I'll talk to him and tell him that.
And then if you let me make one phone call beforehand, then it'd be making sure that everything's set up to work just perfect.
Roll a persuasion.
Ooh.
Okay. He'll say, all right, Bennett, one more phone call. You can go ahead and make it while I go talk to the commissioner. And then we'll go and head over to your office.
All right, I will call the office again.
Why can't you just tell me who you think the murderer is?
Sometimes seeing is believing. But if you don't believe it, then you may not go along with everything.
He doesn't say anything, and then he'll leave and make arrangements for you to make your phone call.
I am going to call Eddie again.
Eddie Sullivan here. What's the scoop?
Hey, Eddie, I promised you some hot news, and I think I've got just the story for you.
I'm all ears. Spill it.
So, turns out that I came in possession of some evidence. I'm going to be turning it over to Detective Haskell at my office.
Okay.
Now, I think as we exit the office, if someone were to snap a picture, what a picture that would make for the front page. But for me to tell you what time it's going to be, I need a favor or two.
Wait, but wait. Before we get to the favor, but so who is it? Who's the killer? Who's the apocalypse killer?
Well, they haven't completed their killings yet. And until they do, am I alone to be on this call? You're alone enough that I can...
Do they typically like let you make these phone calls completely privately? Is that typically what happens?
I don't think so.
I would say they'd be in the room.
Yeah, they probably are in the room. Yeah, I don't think that they would just...
All right, then very, softly, I'm going to say it's the commissioner. So maybe you can have Miss Discreet nearby so that I can give her a refund on her case.
Roll out of character, roll a stealth to whisper without the cops knowing what you're saying.
I should have taken stealth.
Pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right, Bennett. What's the favor then? This is great stuff. I'm assuming that you've got having the commissioner be behind these murders. I mean, that's a huge story.
Yeah, so favor-wise, all I need is you make another call to the office and let my out-of-town friends know that me and Haskell are coming to get some evidence at the office. That's all.
All right, I can do that. I have to tell you, Sam, this whole experience has been exceptionally fruitful.
Well, good. I hope it's not only great for the paper, but maybe you'll get a Pulitzer.
Hey, Pulitzer, little old Eddie. Let my parents know that I was actually able to make a name for myself after all.
Absolutely.
Yes. Maybe that'll put my name on the map, get people to notice me more, he says, mumbling. All right, Bennett, I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll see you at the office in 1 hour.
1 hour it is. He'll hang up. Sam's phone will ring in the office, so whoever wants to pick it up this time.
Black Powder's picking it up before Lonic can this time.
Yeah, Lonic's
Maybe not the
basically
last.
just pointing at it and being like, that was confusing. Anybody want to take care of this one?
I don't think Black Powder's alone. I think maybe a few of us try to rush to get that phone.
Same.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Eddie Sullivan. You all Sam Bennett's out of townies? I got a message from your friend. Sam says that he's going to go over to the office to go over some evidence with Detective Haskell.
Alright.
And that's all he wanted me to tell you.
Alright, thank you. And I just hang up.
Okay. So now what?
I hope you were able to make a little bit more sense out of this one than I did the last one, Mr. Powder.
And Sam's on his way with the other detectives, it seems. To go over evidence, I think we might need the chess pieces out.
What should we do? Should we hide? Should we head down the block?
I think we should stay here. If they need us to leave, they'll tell us to leave afterward. Let's just make sure everything's out and available for them, and then we can all sit down and just wait.
Sam, you and Eddie are going to drive over to your office.
So I want to, as we're pulling up, just give a real good look around and see if, like, there's any vehicles or anything like really out of place.
Okay, go ahead and roll a search.
Just 10 out of 10.
You're not going to notice anything out of place, any vehicles out of place.
All right, so kind of eating the way into the office, I want to just tell Haskell, you know, you're a really good cop. Sometimes it's a shame that you get restrained so bad in all the rules and red tape, but I definitely respect the work you do and how thorough you are, and I worry about you. So hopefully this will allow us to continue a good, competitively friendly relationship.
Competitively friendly. Bennett, you're acting as if you're gonna still be in this business after all of this is said and done. I don't think there's really gonna be much competition at that point.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to get out of the business. Maybe with the end of this case, it's the perfect reason to get out of the business. But regardless, I just think I want to make sure that you know how much I respect the work that you do.
I appreciate that, Sam. He normally doesn't call you Sam out of character, if you noticed. We had some good times at the academy.
Yeah, just know that sometimes not everything works out for the best for everyone. And yeah, I'll just keep heading in.
Okay. you can get into your office just fine. And is everybody just gonna be hanging? Like, what's going on? You're just gonna be like, hey.
I would have gone to Black Powder and Star, maybe even, and it's like we still have the attraction note, right?
Yeah, we do.
Maybe we can use it. We know who it is.
Good point.
I like you.
Who'd you make the commissioner fall for, though?
I don't know. But we can use it to our advantage. And maybe that's where Sam is like coming in our conversation.
Sure. Sam comes in and Haskell's gonna see all these people and he'll say, "So, McGee," he says, pointing at Black Powder.
No.
No, that's Reggie there.
Reggie McGee would be a great name.
Sure.
All right. Again, Bennett, I am here just to see what you've got. What's your evidence?
The chess pieces are all out, like on the desk.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have taken it out.
I'm going to point to the chess pieces and just say, each one of these was left at the scene of a crime. And you see, I wanted to do a little bit of evaluation, some forensics evaluation to see what information I could get off of these.
He recognizes the pieces. He goes up to them and he actually picks up the obsidian one. So these were the evidence that you took from the scenes of the crime before the police got there.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, you have one as well.
Yes, which I acquired legitimately.
Legitimately, illegitimately, acquired is the key word here. You see, all four of these are connected. There's one missing, and that last one is the linchpin that connects all four of them.
All right. And what have you come up with then?
Well, the last one is red. Each of them is representative of one of the horsemen of the apocalypse.
Really now?
The last one is going to stand for war, and that's the final act of the killer.
So who's the killer then? And who's the victim?
Well, the victim, unfortunately, is supposed to be you. I'm not going to let that happen.
Me?
Yeah,
Why me?
Well, you see, you not only served in war, but you stand for righteousness and justice. And that's something the killer doesn't like.
And who do you suspect the killer is, Bennett?
Well, the commissioner, when he came in to question me, had a lot of red tombstone.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, Bennett. Are you insinuating that the commissioner is involved with this?
Oh, involved for sure.
That's impossible. It doesn't make any sense. The commissioner has been specifically looking for this murderer since the beginning. He specifically asked me to do these investigations. If he was behind it, why would he be doing that?
Well, sometimes there can be a opportunity to throw some things off track and maybe change up the perspectives.
Now you are absolutely out of your mind, Sam Bennett. You are so paranoid, you think everyone is a suspect. not everyone is a suspect if you think about it logically. I could just point to some random person off the street and just think, oh yes, that person could be the killer. Do you know how much time I would waste if I did that?
Well, that's why all the subtle pieces really tell the story. Did you do any questioning for Belinda Discreet in your investigation?
Oh yeah, I questioned her. She gave me a little bit of information, but certainly nothing that would incriminate the commissioner.
No, but did you know that she's connected with all of the Vics?
I'm not too surprised, to be perfectly honest, if that was the case. Miss Screet seems to know a lot of people around this town.
And what's your relationship with Miss Discreet?
I think we both know what our relationship is, Bennett. I don't see what has to do with this case.
Well, I'm just saying she's kind of the eye of the storm on this case.
So, why don't you suspect her then?
Well, see, some of the information I got, and I think your information corroborates it, whoever was committing some of the crimes was definitely in a man's size 11 shoe. I don't think Miss Discreet was wearing a man's size 11 shoe.
I'm not saying that I suspect her, I'm just saying that you were implying that she was connected to all of this and she knew all of the victims.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when there's a dame that's in the center with all the action moving around her, then there's a connection that needs to be unraveled.
I still don't think you have enough evidence to point to the commissioner. That's a ridiculous theory.
Well, when we work the case, sometimes we have to take some stretches and dig a little deeper and see where the bits of evidence point us to get even more.
Damn, like black powder and I found even more information. Black powder. Tell him.
Well,
What you got, Mickey? He says, turning to black powder.
Well, while we were working to set up that trap for that rattlesnake fella, you're welcome, by the way. The people who gave me the merchandise to sell also have been doing dealings with the commissioner, specifically selling a red stone that may or may not be being used to make a chess piece. And I bet if we talked to the lot, they'd confirm that he's probably ordered a couple other types of stones, such as jade and marble. Would that be evidence enough for you to at least suspect?
We'll see. We'll see. Okay, Bennett. Is this all you have?
Well, yeah, that's turning over my new leaf. I wanted to make sure that these two joined the one that you have, so that as we prepare to close down this case, we've got all the evidence together.
I appreciate that, Bennett. He'll actually go ahead and take the 2 chess pieces, and he's got a little bag, like a plastic evidence bag, and then he drops them in.
I'm assuming we yanked the eyeballs out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you did.
Okay, because that would have been
I would have taken them off before he got here.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
Coughing from the bag.
The pestilence is still like.
Well, if this is all, Sam, I need to take you back to the precinct.
Yeah, it's definitely that time. And I'm going to try to motion to Frankie again just to Or no, I'll even just say, a good job keeping an eye out. Keeping eyes out.
You know, Sam, I trust you and I have your back. You have my back. You know what I mean.
Okay, so if there's nothing else, you and Haskell will start to leave the office. And as you are leaving the office, there's like a sudden flash of something. And I'm just gonna roll to see if
Rab.
Oh no.
Haskell's gonna say, what was that? That flash.
Oh, well, we may be on the front of the papers tomorrow.
What? What do you mean?
Well, I thought me handing over evidence was newsworthy.
Not if it implies what you've been implying.
Why not?
That sort of information could cost an innocent person their job.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. I wish I weren't in custody to help.
You don't have anyone else to blame for that but yourself.
That's true.
Let's just get you back to the precinct so I can go home and take a nice, long, hot bath. I feel like I could definitely use one.
Well, just be careful when you are, because if that fourth piece is all about you, then I'm not going to be there to help.
I understand, Bennett. I understand. But you can tell he's just sort of like, yeah, no, waving. Roll an IQ, Sam. 17 versus 15. I'm giving you a 2 because this is like I think this is that easy of a deduction for you. Every single murder happened at their house. If you remember, every single victim's murder happened at their house, just as an FYI. So, yeah, he's going to take you over. They'll put you back behind bars, and if there's nothing else you're gonna do, he's gonna leave and go home.
I would have gone to Tori and said, Tori, why don't you follow Haskell? If anyone can follow and not be noticed, it would be you. Just
What
to
am I
be
gonna-
safe.
Well,
Just-
you want me to, if I see something like this, just by myself?
I'll
Why
go
not?
with you.
Please. I don't want to be alone.
We need to protect him.
We do.
You can't let that guy go anywhere on his own.
As long as I keep moving, I should be able to go by basically unseen.
I also think we might need to find a way out at this point.
Yeah.
Huh? Maybe if we catch the commissioner in the act, they'll let Sam go.
Exactly.
Good point.
After Detective Haskell leaves, I'm gonna say within the next 10-15 minutes, you actually will see the cops passing by with a body bag. It looks like a body bag. One of the cops is gonna say, guy wasn't so tough. Only spent about an hour in the slammer and couldn't take it and he hung himself. Yeah, some rattlesnake, the other cop said. And they're just gonna pass by with the body bag. Ever since they left, you've been following Haskell's car. Is that what's been going on? How have you been following Haskell's car? Are you driving? Are you driving something?
At a distance.
Okay, so you can follow him pretty easily. I don't know about
I'm
the other two,
running.
if they can follow him.
Well,
Tori
there's
could
Sam's
possess
car.
my mug, and I would drag her along with me.
Well, there's Sam's car.
Did he give you the keys?
It's just-
Would Sam realistically leave keys to his car in his office?
in his office.
I don't know if he would. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
I think it would make sense since Lonic is so fast.
Um,
He'd probably find where he lives and then come back. And then if you want to coffee it up, you can.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say, to be fair, Sam was
For
arrested
Tori,
at
who-
his office, so his keys might still be there.
Mm-hmm.
Since Sam
Star
was
would be
arrested
able
at
to
his
drink it?
office.
Tori can't
Yeah.
drink the coffee.
I don't know if Tori could drink it,
I
but
can't-
Tori
can't
could
drink it.
definitely just Tori could definitely just like possess any object in Lonic's
That
hand,
works. That's
and he
creative.
could just carry her.
That's creative. Sure.
That works.
Yeah.
And I can see
Or you
Tori
could just
sneaking
sneak in
into
the
the
trunk.
trunk.
That's true. So
That's what I was
that
gonna
works
say.
too. That works too.
Just stow away. Stow away.
Well, if
Yeah.
you want to do things a reasonable way, I guess you could do that.
But Lonic could get there ahead, or I don't know. He could.
He's fast. He can just run.
Yeah.